We say it every time, and we mean it every time. This is the biggest game of these guys' career so far. Maybe not for the three newbie guys, perhaps, because of last year, but absolutely the biggest game for MVP Phoenix right now. And I got a sneaky feeling they might put out something crazy here. We've been talking about it all weekend, and we're finally here in the lower bracket in the best of one. So, where do MVP Phoenix go? Where do Newbee go? Guys, it's all yours.
Newbee, I think, should open with Queen. I think they've utilized it very well, and I think it plays pretty well into their play.
Boom.
I mean, it's obvious, I guess, but
yeah. You're the best, Ben.
Thank you.
She's a very strong opening. I mean, works well into most lineups and also can punish some of the drafts that MVP will come up with. In the sense that she's a strong laner, so definitely a good hero to first pick.
They utilize it like Empire, like you don't actually know where they're going to put the Queen, which I think is very, very strong. If you always put it mid, I don't necessarily think is a great first pick.
Yeah, and there was EQO, of course, pretty much the flashiest player you could look for when it comes to Korean Dota. He has brought some amazing games here in the group stage. And it's interesting to see what MVP are going to go for double pickups here. I mean, obviously Leshrac and Gyro are both removed here already, along with Naga Siren and Undying. So Bounty Hunter had great success today. And
would you look at
Wagger, you're amazing. You guys are the best.
Unbelievable. Got it.
I think we need a theme tune. It's like you keep saying you're the best, and I keep thinking in my head, hurrah! I don't know.
Wow.
Brilliant. It's
all right, so what's next? Come on, Winter.
Yeah,
You've got to make it a trifecta. Who's the pick after Bounty?
No pressure.
Say Earthshaker. Earthshaker, let's say. Oh, I'm sorry, Winter. You should never listen to me, dude.
Got the wrong count, man.
Pretty close.
Yeah, close. Yeah.
Boom. I mean, they're gonna be like, they're just showing their card right away when you pick Bounty plus Speedbreaker. You're gonna be aggressive. You're gonna be looking for kills and less likely to pick Warlock, I guess.
This is also not MVP mixing it up, by the way. Bounty Hunter Spirit Breaker, this is along the same theme that they played in the group stage, so they're trying to keep it the same way. So obviously we only see 2 picks, but they like the Spirit Breaker, starting up fights and just trying to take the aggression to the enemy early.
Yeah, and I like newbies like when they play Dragon Knight as well. Like Dragon Knight could be a hero that goes really well, goes very well against the Bounty Hunter because you want to have tanky heroes that the Bounty Hunter can't kill, so you can't make use of the track early on. But they're gonna go with the Clockwork, much more utility in the off lane. Doesn't show too much of what type of strategies they're gonna go for.
And such strong laners again. I mean, Queen already, and now Clockwork as well. He can do a lot of work on any lane that he goes to, really. So we'll see how they can utilize this.
It's also like, it's like kind of a stop pick as well, because if you pick Clock, there's a bunch of heroes you definitely don't want to pick purely because of that Clockwork pick.
Clockwork,
That's very true. Like some heroes can't cast anything. It's never fun to play something like Witch Doctor against it. So
Earthshaker, hero, the list goes on.
Yeah, definitely impacts the playstyle. And here we see Respect Ban coming out from Newbee, I'm going to say, on the Ember Spirit. Definitely don't want to fight against that.
Yeah, and MVP Phoenix is also taking out the Dragon Knight. Because you don't want the opponent to have a lineup which is tanky. They're going to be grouping up like a Dragon Knight when he has his ultimate taking towers. That's when you feel the Bounty Hunter and Spirit Breaker becomes less useful in the game because you can't get kills and you're bad at 5-manning. So
do you think Viper could be a good ban as well for MVP here, Winter? As it's also one of those hard to kill kind of hero.
I mean, they can also pick the hero just so that you upset the balance of the Queen of Pain being able to win all her anywhere she goes. So
you're ready.
When you have the Viper, the Queen of Pain kind of wants to dodge you in that sense, and you weaken the Queen of Pain pick in general by having a Viper in your lineup.
Yeah, especially with the Bounty Hunter, life can be very difficult for the Queen.
I'm actually very happy to see that PL ban out. Honestly, as amazing as he is of a hero, he just feels very inevitable against some particular types of drafts.
Amazing and inevitable are not the words I would use to describe Phantom Lance. I think this is a sort of PG-13 broadcast, so I'll bite my tongue.
Yes, do that. We know your stance on this. I'm with you.
But these are two
okay, Wagger. We're friends now for life, buddy.
These are 2 carries that can escape the Clockwork. For me, it's just like, if you want to draft the Clockwork, you need to draft against or heroes that Clockwork can actually kill and hold in place. And, you know, I think they're actually looking to take the fight against Newbee, even though MVP Phoenix has this really strong killing opener.
I mean, Clockwork right now can kill the Bounty and the Spirit Breaker fairly. Like, if both of the heroes, like compared to Spirit Breaker, you have equal farm, Clockwork can definitely kill the Spirit Breaker and the Bounty Hunter as well.
The only thing is if you get bashed outside the cogs, which does happen, against the Spirit Breaker,
Roughly 17%.
17% of the time. Yeah, it does happen. God, this is like one of my games. I'm serious.
Hey.
These are all heroes I play.
We're doing the whole, if he does a bad step, we go, oh yeah, look at it go, and then you go, roll out the barrel, and we go,
it's not about fun, it's about winning.
We do that.
They want to have this hero
If I hear it, you better
And
follow.
MVP tend to like supports that are very
If
strong.
I feel
at
it's
team
out, I'll go,
fighting,
oh yeah,
and
look at it go.
Bishop is generally one of those supports that really
feel it in your
balls. Get a full duration ultimate off, so it's kind of something that the team is really comfortable with.
It's also a sustainability. Like his heal is very good because kills are great, and when you have Bounty Hunter, they're even more amazing. But they're not the end of the game. You're not going to win that way. You need to take towers, and for that, very often you need to heal up after the fight.
When do we start to talk?
I mean,
Does someone tell us we're on live?
Played, they would take fights where it looked like it wasn't working, and then they get one, and then they just didn't stop, and the bounty
And then I
meant that
say,
that
ladies and
so
gentlemen,
much
we're
more
ready to
goals when
get
they
to the
did
game.
that. Oh,
Then
wow,
I just
I hate
say,
this guy.
we're ready to get in the game.
Winter Island's really nice. They actually don't have that much magic damage on MVP Phoenix right now. I was thinking that it might be a dazzle for a lot of their single target abilities, as well as giving the armor. But Winter Wyvern's
I'll do that. I'll yeah.
support.
Yeah.
I mean, they could go for Lina now to
if you
have
want, you can
some form of
introduce us.
magic burst against the Cold Embrace, and it's
Introduce
a very
you.
good matchup versus the Queen of Pain,
We are
and it's one of
considered.
like Hero's favorite heroes as well. So that could actually fit into what MVP Phoenix have, and Lina plus Spirit Breaker usually a very good combination. You get to get kills in the middle lane.
I agree. I think that's a very good call, actually. It fits really good with all the stunts they have, and it can capitalize on the track and get a lot of kills for your team. And as you said, countering the Cold Embrace so nicely, whenever he gets stuck, just throw all your AoE at him.
At that point, though, they'll probably switch Queen of Pain to safe, just because, I mean, they don't have like overwhelmingly great late game. And if you want Queen of Pain safe, I think one of the main issues is actually getting outskilled.
Shadowfiend certainly still does the same thing. Like it's just much weaker in the lane against the Queen of Pain. Lina is much stronger, but Shadowfiend will definitely be the team. Will be the hero that builds the map for that team. And here we go, Waga's favorite hero.
Very nice. I'm happy. He's back on the board.
You love TA.
I do. I mean, it's an amazing hero, dude. It's 10-5 currently at TI.
Really?
Good win rate.
And it's on Dire, so it's
Yeah.
even better that way. Like you can go for the Roche with the TA very easily.
It's actually both ways. Like Dire is nice in a way because it's easier to roche and your ancients are a little bit safer, but it's also harder to stack ancients and it's a little bit more exposed on mid lane. Dire mid lane is tougher than Radiant mid lane.
Yeah, true.
Just because of the terrain.
I guess there's pros and cons to both of it.
Definitely.
But right now, MVP has a very strong like fighting and taking towers with the Shadowfiend completing their first 4 heroes, and Newbee kind of has like a more all-rounded draft. They are really strong in the lane. They can take Roshan, they can take fights. Very good at ganking as well because they have the Clockwork.
Yeah, but currently I think that Newbee's 5-man is like very terrifying for MVP. They need to keep it a chaotic game and try to, you know, orchestrate that with their Spirit Breaker a lot. He has a lot of pressure on him. He needs to have the right decision making, or this game could quickly turn sour for MVP.
Right now, Newbee is going to be looking for another support to go with the Wyvern. Maybe someone that can actually have initiation tools, something like a Rubik. Like their heroes right now, the only stun they have is obviously the hook shot. So they probably need someone else like to actually help them get kills apart from the Clockwork.
Yeah, I'm actually looking and just thinking about this game, thinking that Vengeful could work well here, but it's a hero we haven't seen much at all.
Yeah, why is that? Because I still feel like Venge is a super strong support, really good, but
She offers too little early on, I think. It's just that when she doesn't have items early on, especially if you don't have boots already, you're just way too weak compared to some other aggressive heroes like Spirit Breaker and so on. And it's just harder to play out, I suppose.
I feel like in the prior patches, supports were always poor, and Venge is one of the best like super poors, position 6s even. And now that supports have a lot more farm, you can get away and just have a lot more variety and versatility with your hero picks.
I think like a lot of the situations where you pick the Venge as well was because of Bat Rider in the past, and since Bat Rider is sort of out of the pool right now, so Venge becomes like lower priority. And if you're looking for a defensive support, there's Wyvern, there's Dazzle, there's so many better options. That's why Venge, she's in kind of a bad place right now, apart from being able to help the team roach much better.
Oh, that starter bound was actually very nice, I think, for Newbee. That could have been a good addition to MVP's lineup. Just the minus armor between Shadow Fiend and Slaughter, they would have had enough damage to fight really strong, and he could jump the Queen of Pain, which is more important.
They haven't played Shadow Fiend much according to the stats I'm looking at here. 3 times. Is that right? In this tournament?
I'm actually thinking maybe Storm will also be a good pickup instead of the Shadow Fiend here.
Oh, wow.
Juggernaut. Not something you see often against. You don't really pick the Juggernaut into the co-embrace that much. But it's really strong. It's still really strong in the lane. Pretty, like good at killing the Clockwork as well. With just one support, like the Witch Doctor plus Juggernaut can definitely kill the Clockwork fairly easily in the lane.
He's one of those safe laners as well that can do pretty well if you run away with one of your supports. You can sort of leave him to his own device if he has the Ring of Aquila, he has the healing ward available, mana and HP are not
he doesn't need much babysitting.
No.
He actually hasn't done that well, though. I was looking at the stats for Juggernaut in the tournament so far, and I think he's only won once when he's been picked. It hasn't really worked out. Why might that be?
I mean, he got several nerfs to him when you nerf different things like Mask of Madness that is going to indirectly target him. There was a meta where Juggernaut picked all the time, but hopefully we're not there anymore, I think.
I think it's that almost even worse.
Oh, Lion. Bit of the old finger.
Like, according to Cinderan, when you pick Lion, then you have a Lion.
Well,
is it the
last time Phoenix played Juggernaut, they took a game off Team Secret in the group stage.
Okay, mention
Not exactly.
I might do.
Okay, I didn't think so. Time then for our first lower bracket game. It's do or die for both teams. It's Newbee versus MVP Phoenix with your commentary team of Syndran and OD Pixel.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first elimination match of this year's International. Newbee up against the side of MVP. Of course, Newbee, the defending champions, up against a team that's climbed themselves through the wild card.
Yeah, this is, you know, when you saw how powerful and how strong Newbee were last year, this is probably not where you would expect to find them the following year if you were to guess about a year ago. But it's been a pretty rough year for Newbee all in all. But they've kind of stepped up their game, to be honest, coming into TI5, and I think a lot of people now expect them definitely being favorites in this matchup, and perhaps they can go even further and make. I would be surprised if we see a run similar to TI4, where they almost got knocked out and then just went the whole way. But they've definitely shown some pretty strong games. And then on the other side, like you said, we've got MVP Phoenix, who have been a little bit hot and cold. They've had some really hot games. Like you just told me, they actually won with Juggernaut.
Yes, they played Jug against Team. Yeah, I mean, if you can beat Team Secret with your Juggernaut, you know it's going to be very, very strong. And KP as well, he's one of those players that surprised me a lot in the group stages. Every time I've watched his performance, it's always been incredibly reliable in the sense that regardless how the rest of the team's going, you'll expect KP to always have the farm and do what it takes. We saw Naga being banned out in the draft. That's one of the heroes that he's been able to carry a lot of very tough matches through for the side of Phoenix. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does in this match against Juggernaut. And against the heroes that Newbee's got, because they've got a fair few ways to deal with the Jug.
Yeah, I was actually surprised to see them pick Juggernaut. I think part of the logic is that they want some sort of damage type that can get through Refraction, and they can do that with Blade Fury in the early stage. But later on in the game, you generally don't want to use Blade Fury at all. You want to use Omni Slash as your damage choice, and then right clicks are generally better than your spin. So I guess the biggest concern for MVP is, can they deal with the Templar Assassin? Mu is incredible on the hero. I think he hasn't been counterpicked very much in this game. He even has the backup of the Winter Wyvern that they also picked the Juggernaut into, as the panel mentioned. So for me, this mid lane is definitely going to be the lane to watch from the beginning. They're looking to help QO with the Bounty Hunter of Febby. But on the other side, it looks like Newbee has their number.
Yeah, absolutely. They've already got the sentry down here on the side of Newbee, so they're ready to deal with Febby. They're expecting him to come in. Sansheng's there already with the Arctic Burn, and just a few hits already. Febby's down to less than 50% health, and this is going to be perfect for Mu here on the TA, which is going to give them that start against the SF and make it a lot harder for QO to find the edge here on the Shadow Fiend. Top lane, March getting harassed pretty heavily back on this. And it's not a nice lane for the Spirit Break. He's up against a Lion, so we've already got a hero that is going to be very, very hard for him to get himself out of there if anything goes down on the top lane. And potentially Rabbit, a few levels in with the amount of burst that the Quap's going to have, you've got to be very careful on that Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, it's generally what we often see when Spirit Breaker's in the offlane is that he tries to force as many spells as possible to be cast by the opponent and then just charge out when things get dangerous. So you trade health for experience. But against Lion, when he's level 2, both disables, of course, great to just shut him down when he goes for the charge away. And since Queen of Pain can slow him down with the Shadow Strike, they'll probably just be able to, force him to charge, and then if they can cancel it, that could easily be a First Blood. Speaking of First Blood, mid lane, QO. being pressured a bit more. They're not going to commit fully to it, but he's definitely being put under a lot of pressure here from Sansheng, and he's not going to have an easy lane. This is already, if it's just a one-on-one lane, it's TA favored, with the Wyvern in there.
It's not good at all. I mean, Febby, we saw on the Bounty Hunter, headed down to the bottom lane to see what he could do against the Clockwork. He's now rotating back towards the mid lane. In fact, he's going to be looking for the Courier Snipe here, as we can see him going through the tree line, heading towards in between the Tier 1 and Tier 2. And it's not coming out at the moment, so Febby won't find anything. If he goes up to the top, I mean, I guess there's killing potential with the SB on that lane, but at the same time, it's going to be hard against a Lion and a Quap, you know. The Quap in the sense that she's going to be able to escape, and Lion's going to be there with the defensive capabilities to stop any kind of aggression.
Yeah, there's no easy target right now for the Bounty Hunter. This is what we saw also during the group stage quite a few times when a team picks Bounty Hunter very early in the draft. Sometimes the other team would just pick like difficult to gank cores either because of mobility or just based on tankiness. In this game, I'm with you. I'm slightly worried for Bounty Hunter's game impact here. So he is looking for the courier, but you know, I feel like this trick is just outdated.
It's not working anymore.
It simply doesn't work. So it seems like a waste of time in most games. I believe the only courier snipe we've seen so far at the main event was the Prophet.
Was the Prophet CP?
bo1.
Good old bo1.
Unless there might have been one in the mid game. There was definitely one more, at least one more. But it was not like a Bounty Hunter sneak between your towers at minute 2. That just doesn't work anymore.
I mean, he's coming back to the mid lane to try and put a bit of harassment down onto Moo, but with the start that Moo's had, he's fine with it. The refraction just turns around, gets a few hits in. The sentry's still there. The side of MVP haven't been able to de-ward this one. So it's very hard for Febby to find any kind of productivity in this mid lane. The raise is coming through onto Moo, bringing him low. But Moo, of course, he has got the backup of the Wyvern. Cold Embrace is ready and waiting. We're going to see a charge actually coming forward into the mid lane from the base from SB. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if they can do anything off the back of this, because Wyvern's still there in the sidelines, ready to back up the TA if anything goes down. Let's see if he follows through here. March leading the way, and he's going to go for... Oh, no. Holds back just to the last minute. It's a bit of a risky one trying for the TA here.
Yeah, they knew Moo would have refraction again as well. He had it on for quite a while, so it would be off cooldown. Interesting to see that MVP haven't...
He's got to be careful. These raises. I mean, he's really playing on the edge of his life here.
Yeah, I'm very surprised with how well QO is doing in this lane. I mean, I think it's become more of a... Like, this matchup is less one-sided than it used to be. Generally, if you had Shadow Fiend against TA, you would need a lot of help, but they've just kind of, you know, traded help Bounty Hunter for the Wyvern, and Shadow Fiend has definitely been the one doing the best so far. 19-6 against 13-5 on Moo. Now, the good news for Newbee, I guess, is that as far as stacks go on the Radiant, actually, never mind, they have a triple. I thought they only had a double, but they do have a triple stack already prepared for the Shadow Fiend in the big camp in the middle. And that could give him even more of a head start, since looking over at Newbee, I believe they only have one double as their right stack. Yeah. Oh, they also have another double in the bottom left. So
I don't believe any of the Ancients have been stacked either yet for the side of Newbee.
For Newbee?
Just the once.
Doing a pretty good job at stacking multiple camps.
Stout. Coming up to 5 minutes in, no one's died as of yet. Both sides. I mean, we've seen the rotations coming out from the Bounty Hunter, but he's unable to find anything as of yet. Ping's coming out. They're aware of what's going on here on the side of Newbee.
It's a best-of-one elimination game.
Yeah.
Kills can take a while sometimes.
Well, Febby's found Sansheng here. He's going to go in with a few hits, and with the slow as well, going to chase it down. Arctic Burn is available, so he's going to be able to fly if he needs to. He's going to be all right nonetheless. Just a few right clicks in there from Febby, forcing back the Wyvern. And still in the mid lane, as you said, the lead here for the SF. Moves catching up top lane. They've got a Hex now onto March. Rabbit going forward here with the... And now with the stun. March is out of place. He's got the charge. He's going to be able to get it off there. I don't think that the poison damage is going to be quite enough. He should be okay. He's going to be very low. Bottom lane, though. KP went in onto June. Oh! The final right click there from KP, reaching around the tower. And that's going to be your first blood there to KP. And as I said, this is the carry, the player. You've got to be really careful about mid lane. Moo going very aggressive here onto QO. It's not quite enough though. QO just a little bit too tanky at this point for Moo to get the damage in.
Yeah, that could be very different if Moo is level 6. So they have the traps. That's going to allow Wyvern to catch up, and of course Moo to dive him into the tower. But so far so good for MVP in the early game. They do get the first blood. Juggernaut, one of the carry heroes with the most kill potential this early on in the game though. So it is to be expected. Even a hero like Clockwork, who generally is decent in the lane against Juggernaut, you know, you just cog him out and try to burn his mana. He is still very susceptible to getting Omni slashed because he has to come in a little bit closer for last hits. Unless if he only goes for Rocket. As now June is going to walk in and ward. No, he didn't ward actually. He's just going to
take
a maledict.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this.
There's a lot of heroes around here. June popping the cogs. One raise comes through onto June. QO looking for a second one. Will find it. Cold Embrace. Is he going to save you against those magical raises? For the side of Newbee, they want to try and find someone in return. Moo onto Febby. Will find the kill. Now Moo with Sanchez. Can he turn it around? QO. No, Sanshay's got to run. But QO not going to find a kill. It's a double kill already for the SF. And now they're going to try and chase for more. Going up to the high ground. KP moving in. He's got level 4 Blade Fury. And he's not going to be able to quite close the gap between the two of them. But double kill for the side of MVP, bringing it to 3 for 2 on the scoreboard.
That was some weird movement from June there. I thought he was going to plant the ward, but that ward is old. So he basically just ran in, popped his battery assault, started running at Witch Doctor, only to realize, wait, he has boots too, so I'm not actually catching up. Then he ran, instead of running right, I guess maybe there was a Juggernaut right, so he was just caught in a bad position.
March looking for the charge there. March did, of course, worth noting, die at the same time on that top lane. And, okay, well, we're going to have a little pause. We'll just wait on him for a few seconds. But so far, as you're saying, MVP, I think they're having a favourable start here. But you've got to look at the Queen of Pain. She's been having a great time up on the top lane. The CS has been pretty much impeccable. She has found herself that kill onto the Spirit Breaker already. So it's going to be up to how much Rabbit can do on this quad across the map and what he can do against the Juggernaut.
Yeah, it's pretty much a dead even game right now when you look at experience and gold. These amounts are completely negligible at minute 7. Yeah. So looking across the board, I want to say, relative to expectations of how I thought this laning stage would go, this favors MVP. The Shadow Fiend is going to find really good farm in the jungle, I think. The lanes that I was expecting going better for MVP, but at the same time, Clockwork has actually found a lot on the offlane. Let's not forget, June's Clockwork 17 CS to the 6 of March's Spirit Breaker. That is the big difference, and why Newbee are pretty even on gold, is that offlane where June will probably be finding level 6 at a reasonable timing, and if he can get a fairly quick blade mail, that can be very difficult to deal with for a Shadow Fiend who generally tends to go mech first before BKB. So that could be a little bit of a timing window there for Newbee. We'll see.
Well, the show is back on the road here as we get ourselves on. I'm surprised as well that if you look at the Spirit Breaker level-wise, he is doing it as well as the Clock, because he's in a lane against a Queen who's come up to 20 denies, so a lot of XP being taken away from March, but he's found things elsewhere in the map. We see him in the mid lane now. SF step back to use the jungle camps, giving March that capability to get himself up to level 6 and get the Nether Strike online.
That is going to be very important. A big part of the Spirit Breaker pick here for MVP is to counter Queen of Pain, as they saw that in the draft order. Queen of Pain first pick, they immediately respond with Bounty and Spirit Breaker. When you pick it so early in the draft, it's very important you make the most of it. And, well, he is closing in on level 6 at minute 8, so that's pretty good.
The offlane for Newbee, June has now got his level 6 on the clock, moving towards the rune spot here. QO and Nuts are about, and he's going to just drop the cogs here. They're trying to go in with the Maledict as well. June's got to be careful. Cold Embrace is going to help him for the time being, but QO, he wants the kill, moving in with one raise, should be able to find the punches after. Stick charges for June, and now the hook shot, trying to turn it, but it doesn't matter. June's down. QO's going to lose his life here to Moo, though, as they find the kill in return. And it's simply a 1-for-1 trade there in the river, but of course favouring the side of Newbee as they get that kill on the SF for Moo on the TA.
Yeah, this is the... If you're a Newbee right now and you can choose one hero to kill and one hero to get the kill on, I think this would be your first pick. For TA to kill a Shadow Fiend right now is perfect, and Moo is going to take advantage of his position already being over there to just go and do the Ancients. Very effective at this point with his movement pattern. He should overtake the Shadow Fiend now on net worth. No, actually not. He's still 400 behind. But he is 2-0 on the TA, so having a pretty good start as expected is very difficult for the Radiant lineup to gank him at this point.
And of course, Sansheng here in the mid lane looking towards his level 6, just coming to the edge of level 4. But once that Winter's Curse is online, we can expect to see Newbee go a little bit more aggressive in time to group up. There's actually going to be a Smokey on the bottom lane from Banana and Rabbit moving, and they do have the Sonic Wave available. If they can catch out KP here, but he's got the Blade Fury, he's got the Omni Slash. He's all alone, though. There is no backup from the rest of his team.
He's going to die within 1 second if he gets hexed.
Let's have a look. Let's see if they can find it. Junie's got the hook shot here as well. They're trying to move in, and here we go, jumping forward. Blade Fury's been baited out. The question is, do Newbee want to go deeper for this? It looks like they're going to leave it here. KP is going to be able to keep his life intact there with that Blade Fury.
Good reaction there. Yeah, the moment he gets hexed, he's dead. Any TP support will not be able to arrive in time whatsoever. So, it's a smoke wasted. Good news for MVP here. And,
KP's
actually looking for...
He'd love to go for a bit of an Omni Slash. Yeah, he'd love it, but June, he's well out of there. Top lane, March has now got that level 6. He's ready to go, ready to charge onto someone if needs be. And MVP actually grouped up as 4 in the mid lane. And we saw this as one of their stats. These MVP Phoenix is one of the teams that likes to group up very early and go for the pushes, go for the fights.
Yeah. What better hero to do it with than Juggernaut with the healing ward, of course. Loving his skill build this game, by the way. I think these days, more often than not, it is worth it to max the Blade Fury, especially when you're playing against a hero like TA. You just want to get up close and personal with the Blade Fury in the early game. The scaling is very, very good.
Absolutely. And also very nice, of course, against the team that's running a Wyvern, in the sense you can get that magical damage through the Cold Embrace. Cold Embrace isn't going to save the heroes every time. And KP moving in, looking about it, but June is there, ready and waiting with a hook shot. Sansheng as well. It's going to be a hard fight for MVP to take if they want to go up to the high ground here. And they are going to hold off on this one for the time being.
They might slow play it a bit until they get the mech. Kyo should have that within the next few minutes. I believe he is currently about 600 off.
Radiant's bottom
There's a
tower
charge.
is under attack.
To the Queen of Pain. He does not have... Oh, he does have a Mango, though.
It's TP in from Jug, who has the Omni Slash available. If they can get the charge onto Rabbit, Rabbit's going to blink straight away, but they're going to go for this one potentially. March continuing on the charge. He's going to need a bash or two. Oh, he's going to turn on this. The TP's come out. He's a little bit spooked. He's going to go for the TP. They haven't got anything to catch up, but the damage with the Sonic Wave, they'll bring him down, and that's what you get for TPing out in front of the tower.
Very quick reaction here from Newbee, realizing they can go for that. And they seemed very confident they could get that kill too. He wasn't waiting with the Sonic Wave until the last second. He just blew everything immediately. The Spirit Breaker there will fall. The trade-off for MVP is getting about half a tier 1 mid, which I don't think they're very happy with that trade-off, considering that they were probably expecting to kill the Queen of Pain in that situation. Now instead they will be looking for Banana, but he's in a very good position. If Spirit Breaker comes in with a charge, there's no way Banana doesn't see it halfway. He'll just hex him next to the tower and probably just bring him down with Impale Finger and any sort of help from the side.
And we'll see if he can turn this one around, because with Nuts and Febby in the neighborhood, March is going to want to go all the way in for this one. Here we go, but the Hex is there, as you said. He's going to try and turn it around with the Earthspike. Now June coming in with the Cogs, holding March in place, the finger as well. March is going to go down, but the Death Forward is doing a lot. It's not quite enough. Now it's Nuts is in trouble as well, but now the June and Sansheng looking for another kill for the side of Newbee. They're going to chase down Nuts. He's walking around with a healing one. It's not going to save you. Heal that up, Mother Drucker. Rabbit with the kill. 2 kills for Newbee. And maybe even more Q and Febby coming in. Febby with the track. Maybe MVP can try and salvage this. Find something in return. Oh! The Shuriken bounces. They'll find the Wyvern. Now they turn to Rabbit. He's got to blink in 1 second. It's not enough. KP with the Omni Slash finds something in return. And it ends up being a 2-for-2 trade between the sides.
Very, very important here for MVP Phoenix that they get a little bit of a trade-off in the end there. Again, March's gank unsuccessful. He's currently 0-3-0 on the Spirit Breaker. Not what they drafted it for, but ultimately ends up setting up a decent fight for them, which might also result in a tier 1 tower mid. TA is very low on health and kind of has to go back to base. Queen of Pain, 13-second respawn. Wyvern, cooldown on teleport. I think they've got it.
Yeah, with the double damage from Q, they make short work of the tier 1. More money into the pocket at the side of MVP. And of course, we say it a lot, but Newbee, they've got to be careful about these engagements, because Bounty Hunter with the track is going to make it favorable for MVP every single time. You know, it's a 2-for-2 trade, but MVP with the edge because of that track card.
QO got a lot of money out of this. I believe he also got the last hit on the tower. No, wait, that went to Juggernaut. So that's going to be his full drums. Going for quite of an early mid-game centric build here, rather than a farm-up build. The classic Juggernaut build we used to see before a couple of patches was...
Oh, they're going to charge, but there's a lot of heroes. Yeah, March says, I'm out of here. And with the Winter's Curse cancelling the TP. 4 heroes going straight in onto KP with a Hex as well. There's no way that fish can flop away. He's going to go down, and they're looking for March as well. There is a hook shot available. Is he going to try for it? No, March is out. March is out with the charge. But getting the Juggernaut, that's big there for Newbee.
Do trade it for tier 1 again, though. QO finding that top tier 1 tower, but, well, it's a 1-for-1 trade on that, and they get the Juggernaut. So definitely favoring Newbee in this exchange.
Yeah, and they get this tier 1 on the bottom lane.
Yeah, she's closing in on a pretty fast Desolator here. We're probably looking at, let's see, what's that going to be? 17 minutes, 16, 17 minutes from Moo. That's pretty early with Treads and Bottle, and Aquila, by the way, and 1.
It's going to be very, very nice indeed. Yeah, don't forget the TP scrolls. Back towards the middle lane. Drums now finished here on the Jug. QA starting the pressure here. They've found 2 of the tier 1s. They're still yet to go down onto the bottom lane and try and get the push back on. And there might be a bit of an engagement here. Rabbit and Moo towards the river with Sansheng as well. QA trying to get himself in, but the side trap slowing him down. And it looks like Moo, Banana, and Sansheng will be able to escape. They can't quite close the gap. Febby can't get the vision there for the track. And Newbee will simply just back off, and MVP will go back to their half of the map.
And it is, by the way, going to be a 15-minute so when he takes this Ancient Camp, he will have it. And that could set up for Roche. Between Desolator and Meld, you've got minus, what is that, minus 15, I think, armor? Pretty sure. Yeah, it's minus 15 armor on Roche with Meld Strike as well as that, so very powerful. It's Banana. Febby
Febby trying to be sneaky. Oh, he smokes! That's not a dust, son! He does get the dust out in the end, and they'll find the kill, but a bounty hunter down and a smoke down. March looking for the TP out, nothing to cancel that one. March will escape. Febby not as fortunate there.
If Clockwork wouldn't have used the hookshot there, they might have found March as well on the high ground here. So fortunate for him that June panics a little bit in the moment.
8-6 for the side of Newbee, favouring them at the moment, but QO with a superior amount of farm. He's very close to his BKB as well. And once he's got BKB and mech, and with 1,000 gold to go, if they can get this tier 1 here as well, he's going to have that in the next couple of minutes, and he's going to be very hard to fight into then.
This is a very risky push from MVP. There are four heroes pushing. Their bounty hunter is very far away, so they don't have the track vision. And at any point, Newbee's heroes can port in. They're going to play it safe and back out. They put some decent damage on this with the Shadow Fiend.
It looks like they're going to double back in here, the side of MVP. They're still hanging around here on this bottom lane. A lot of things up for the side of Newbee. Winter's Curse is available for this defense, and well, we're going to see the Queen be able to grab herself this double damage rune here. Just waiting to see if anyone else comes towards it. Bottom lane, that's going to start to get the push on again. MVP, they've got to be careful. Sansheng moving in here, trying to look for QO. We'll find the slow here with the Arctic Burn. KP's actually played through straight into 4 of them. He says, we're going for this. And then he says, no, actually, we're out. Nuts backing up as well. Hookshot now to QO. Going to break it up in the river. KP can't get past. Sonic Wave onto 2. Now they're looking for KP here with the Hex. Death Ward's been dropped. Nuts with the high grab, but the Winter's Curse catches Nuts with the high grab, catches the Death Ward. But he gets the Omni Slash out. KP, can he find a kill? One more crit. He gets the crit. Rabbit turns it around, gets himself a double kill. It ends up as a 2 for 2. But again, Newbee coming out on top as they take down both the SF and the Juggernaut.
Absolutely crucial for the outcome of that fight, by the way. Something I believe we didn't see on camera. Febby goes and steals the double damage rune. So Queen of Ping was saving it for the TA, and Bounty steals it right in front of her face and tracks her up. Slows her down and prevents what could have been a disastrous fight for MVP as it was shaping up. They do salvage it decently, though.
Yeah, at least they find something in return, but nonetheless, Jug and SF down, not great.
Be careful here. Yeah, he's out here. Starting to get rocketed down. Would take a couple more, though. It's level 2 rocket, so.
And Nuts as well. I mean, on the Witch Doctor, he's managed to find himself the point booster already, of course. Going to be working towards that Aghanim Scepter. We'll see if he's able to get that up in good time. And QO, he's still just short of the money here for the recipe because of that death. That has set him back a little bit on his road to the BKB. And they're going to smoke up now the side of MVP.
No, they're not going for this.
Are they going for Roche?
There's no way they can think this is a good idea right
Febby's going in. He's going to check it out.
They're just checking.
Oh, you're not going to TP away from that one. March comes in. Rabbit.
That's awkward.
Oh, he's going to be able to blink away, but KP, QO, Nuts moving in. Can they catch out the Queen of Pain? She's going to have another blink here in a second. She's got a Yule's complete as well. Rabbit should be able to get herself out, but a very close encounter there with the Spirit Breaker. Newbee now, they're looking for a smoke. Moving into the jungle, they've got a hookshot available. QO and Febby farming up a camp. It might be their last camp for a weird bit of time because June coming in, the Sun Spike onto Febby. Looking for QO, but QO with the race is bringing Sansheng low. The finger onto QO. Febby, he's going to fall almost out. Yes, they do find the kill. June stuck in the cogs. He pops it down the Death Ward. Hitting onto June. Oh, he'll bring down the Clockwork. KP looking for Moon now. Moving in. Can he find this? The Winter's Curse onto QO, holding March and Notes back. KP getting low. Moon, look at the damage he's doing here with the Desolator. One more hit. Not quite enough to bring that KP. Now March with the bashes will find Moo. What a fight there for MVP, taking 3 heroes down on the side of Newbee, and it was Newbee who were looking to fight that off the back of their own smoke.
What a heads-up play from QO, letting out the Requiem at that point in time. He was so close to getting stunned when they initiated in, but just the fact that he gets the Requiem off before the fight starts, even if it's not on top of a hero, he hits all 5 heroes with the slow with the minus damage from the Requiem, made the world of difference there. If he does not get that Requiem off in the start, and only the Death Requiem, they probably get 3 or 4 0'd in that fight. Instead, they take it 3-1 and get a tower.
Yeah, absolutely key for the side of MVP. They do have the BKB now on its way to the QO.
There. They actually won without.
They did, yeah.
It was on cooldown.
And I mean, that's scary.
Really well.
If you're winning if you're losing a fight and the Jug hasn't used Omni Slash, Newbee have got to be a little bit worried, and the net worth as well. SF really starting to break away here from the TA.
And let's not forget the cask as well. I think Witch Doctor's casks in this game have been really, really good. Nuts is doing a good job at identifying when to throw it and just reading the fight very well.
Oh, shot onto Febby. They've got the Cox as well, but they don't have any detection, at least not on the June now. Banana coming in with the Sentry, now the Hex onto Febby. Nowhere for the bounty to run, and Newbee will find themselves a lone bounty hunter.
This could be a call for Roche, actually. They know Requiem is down.
Yeah?
They're 5-4, and they're next to 10, but... Oh, wow. He was thinking about it.
He was. He revved himself up there with the roar with another strike. Cancels it in the end. But as you said, yeah, I mean, Newbee certainly could go for it with the Meld, with the Desolator.
It is risky though. They should know Omni Slash is up. Now Requiem is off cooldown again. And fighting in the pit against Witch Doctor is always scary when you don't have BKBs.
Oh, they're going for a charge here. Onto Rabbit on the bottom. He could be in a lot of trouble. KP's got the Omni Slash in.
There's no tower.
Oh, they don't want to go for it. They're a little bit too scared. A little bit worried that Newbee would be waiting in the wings to counter it. They're going to play it safe and hold back on that one. SF continuing to farm now, coming out to 1,300 gold on top of the BKB. Moo, look for the tier 1 in the mid lane, should be able to find it as well. A charge will be coming through. I think Moo's going to be well and truly over to the other side of the map. Or at least he's going to try to. March, he's going to follow through with this one. Now Rabbit blinking forward. They want to catch out the Space Cow. Going for it. Nuts and Febby are there with a backup. But is it going to be enough? The car's bouncing between Banana and Mooba. But Rabbit with the Sonic Wave will blow up the March Spirit Breaker. He's going to buy back Q with the Requiem for the River. But now with the Winter's Curse onto KP, holding the jug in place. Moo will be able to find that. It's too much damage here for the TA. But now with the hook shot onto Q, holding him into place. Now he's turning around with the raises. June getting low. But Moo, he's doing too much damage with his Desolator. Now March with the charge. He needs to do something here because March brought back if he finds his kill, and he will. Can he find Rabbit as well? Rabbit blinking himself away. It looks like the Queen will get herself out of this one. But March there.
Snipe on Febby here.
Is it?
She could have got the kill here, but might have risked her own life and plays it safe.
It could have been a risky one. But March, of course, with the buyback there, well worth it to find that kill onto Mill on the TA.
And it looked like a completely suicidal charge in the first place, but he actually wanted to bait Newbee to jump on him, and he got that. He got what he wanted.
Very nice indeed for the side of MVP, but still 15 for 15. I mean, I think a lot of people thought that, you know, looking at how these teams performed in the group stage, this would be a very close game, and you don't get much closer than this at the moment, Cinder.
That is very, very even. Of course, one thing favoring MVP is the track hold, and Bounty Hunter is not that far away from level 11, which is a big swing in every track kill that should not be underestimated. And Witch Doctor...
Oh, he's so close to the Ags.
He has quietly just been surviving every single fight and found one kill every fight and a couple of assists. He's now only 900 away, as well as level 11. This is going to be a really good timing compared to what we usually see. This has got to be well below average time on this Ags unless the game takes a really bad turn for him right now. What do we got for Newbee? We got a Blink Dagger on TA, so a lot more mobility and the ability to... Most likely she wants to jump and blow up the Witch Doctor, I think, so they don't get that Death Ward off in the cask, which has been a really big problem. Queen of Pain just finished her Aghanims, so way more frequent ultimates with a little more damage.
Looking towards Roshan here. Has been spotted out by the side trap, but well with the double damage. QO says we're going to go for this one, guys. He's going to do it fairly quickly with the damage and the crits from KP, but I'm sure Newbee will want to contest.
This is very good placement for the healing ward. The least likely clip to be checked by
Sansheng moving in with the Arctic Burn. He's got the Winter's Curse available. He's going to use it straight away now with the jump in here from Moo. The damage to the side blades. Look at the side blades going now with June with a hook shot. Trying to disrupt on the fight, keeping Nuts and Febby out of this. Sansheng and Moo though, they're getting on. QO's done too much here with the Requiem and the white right click. Sansheng, you can't fly away from that. Oh, Banana with the biggest figure of his life. Taking a kill and return. It's a 2 for 2 so far. Sonic Wave from Rabbit. Clicks QO and Febby. Febby getting himself south. QO going north. Q's going to try and chase this one down. QO's going to look to the left. No, he's going for the TP. He's going to make it. He gets himself out. He gets himself out, which means MVP take that trade there. 3 for 2. Saving the SF.
I cannot believe he got out of that mess.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable. And
My
it's been really
goodness.
interesting to see QO's development throughout the tournament, because going into the tournament, we've kind of... One of the characteristics we've said for him is that it's like feast or famine. He's got incredible games and pretty weak performances, and his first few days were not good. And then all of a sudden, it's like he flicked a switch and he just started playing well every single game. And he's just showing very high skill again in this game.
Rabbit, I'm going to give him a bit of a 1v1. Rabbit says, no, I'm out of it. But blinks himself back.
MVP win the fight.
Yes.
3 to 2.
Yeah, 3 to 2.
No Omni Slash. He got a spin-off, which I think in that moment was a mistake from KP. I think the moment he got out of the Winter's Curse, he needs to Omni Slash immediately. Going for the spin first is very greedy.
Look at this Mew. He's blinked into the pit.
Get away with this.
If they can finish it off here, this is going to be massive. I don't think MVP are going to get there in time. They are near the pit, but look at the damage the Mew's doing. Newbee are going to be able to take Roshan straight from under their noses, and that's going to be the Aegis onto TA.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, at the moment, 24 minutes in, 18 to 17, an incredibly action-packed game. Oh, there's the Ags on Witch Doctor.
I would like a stat on the average time on
24 minutes.
Like
that's insane.
Very early.
And he's level 11 as well.
Yeah.
He's got the second point into the ult.
If they don't address him in the up-and-coming fight, and if they don't see he has the Ags, it's going to catch them off guard, and it's going to hurt real bad.
And looks like Moo is going to be going for that BKB as his third big item.
Really far on his own. Question is if they realize this. Well, they're
He's
gonna
got
go,
oh, the blink. He's cool. As soon as the track came out, blinked straight back. Doesn't want to be caught around for any kind of funny business. But one thing, looking at the net worth at the moment, you have got, of course, Kua here on the SF at the top, but then it's followed by the Quap and the TA, and Jugs, he's a few thousand behind. I mean, is this something that MVP should be worried about? That the Jugs falling behind in terms of farm?
Well, it's not ideal. Let's put it that way. They would definitely like him to have a bit better of a game, but because of Shadow Fiend's great game so far, and especially the Witch Doctor can probably compensate for the lack of physical damage that would come out from Juggernaut. So I think it would be a way bigger problem if Witch Doctor wasn't having a good game. But since he is, he can maybe carry it through.
Okay, and I guess, of course, Jug, the fact that he has got the 4 points in the healing ward, you know, pushing Taz with that and the Voodoo Restoration, absolutely invaluable for a team like MVP that like to group up as much as they do and fight as much as they have been in the first 25 minutes of this match.
It started out a bit slow, the game, but they've definitely changed the pace of the game. What was that? The average time was 33 minutes?
33 minutes, I believe, in international, 32
9
overall.
minutes sub average, that's pretty good.
It's pretty insane. I mean, the question is he going to be able to find the opportunity to get a good duration of Death Ward out? Because there's a fair few abilities on the side of Newbee that can be used to cancel it.
Yeah, most likely they're going to use the Clockwork Hookshot on someone else. I think in every single fight, the Clockwork Hookshot has been used more or less exclusively on the Shadow Fiend, I would say, but maybe once or twice in the Juggernaut as well. I think he's going to have to change that and target out the Witch Doctor at this point. But once again, if they don't realize in time, if they just win one big team fight because of the surprise Witch Doctor axe, it's been worth it.
Oh, there we go.
To identify the problem, and I think Clockwork is the one to solve it. They need the curse on Juggernaut or Shadow Fiend, so they kill each other. That's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as they can get that down one of the cores.
Catch Witch Doctor with the blink, but he's more likely to engage on Shadow Fiend if he can catch him before he gets BKB up. And maybe
if they can get KP, and there's Banana revealing the blink straight in, and he'll be able to secure the kill there onto the Juggernaut. Big pick off there for the side of Newbee with that smoke.
He died.
And off the back of that as well, Newbee, they might look for more here. We've got them pushing down the middle lane. The amount of damage the Mood does is going to make short work here at this tier 2. The question is, are MVP going to do anything in response with the Juggernaut down? It's going to be rather hard for them to do so. QA trying to get a look in. The ward's been dropped down here by Banana, and well, they're not going to be able to do anything about this, and Newbee will be able to claim themselves the first tier 2 here at the game. It's just MVP just can't get themselves in on this one. They're going to have to let it go. And Newbee may just very well look for more Taz. I mean, there's still the tier 1 here sitting on the top lane. It's going to be more money into the pockets of the side of Newbee, and we're now seeing Quap overtaking the SF in terms of farm, and TA very, very close in tow. I mean, this game's been back and forth. It's still incredibly even, but over the entirety of the game, we are seeing Newbee now making the most significant lead against the side of MVP that we've seen all match.
Lineup really comes online. The moment TA gets the blink, the balance of the game will shift. And of course, it was also the Roshan kill, which has played a very big role. Now, if they don't manage to use the Aegis in the fight, I think MVP will have a small timing window where they can go for that fight with the Death Ward if they can find an engage with the Spirit Breaker, or if they just...
Hook shot in onto Kua. He's come out, lift you up onto the BKB, the Recreant. Catches June, bringing him down to half. But now Sandshape with the Winter's Curse onto Nuts. March dictating his own team. KP coming in with the Blade Fury. They'll finish off the Witch Doctor there. And now March trying to fight this through with another strike. But Moo taking a fair bit of damage. Sonic wave from Rabbit, but the Omni Snatch coming through Rabbit. He's got the Yules to dodge it off. June moving in to try and help out the Quap, but the Quap, oh, just is able to blink himself away. Now June's in trouble. They're turning it around. They're looking for Moo here as well. They might find 4. Aegis is going to hit the deck.
Got Blade Fury. He's dead.
He is so dead. No way this guy's getting out of this one. Moo stuck between a rock and a hard place. He'll go down as well. 4 kills for the side of MVP, and they only lose the Witch Doctor. Winish himself is a little bit sad. He didn't get to use the Death Ward, but I think he'll be fine with what the team were able to do on top of that. Look at the gold increase and the XP increase. Track gold, my friend.
So crucial in that fight that the Clockwork, he engaged too far ahead of his team. It's that simple. He finds an opening, great. But there's no follow-up, so Shadow Fiend is just free to use his BKB, turn on them, use Requiem, and they get a really good initiation angle for both the Juggernaut and the Spirit Breaker, immediately killing off the Wyvern, who can't Ghost after the spin, and then March gets a double charge as well. And in that kind of situation, the hookshot needs to set up for a Blink Hex, or, you know, the Blink Hex just engages by itself, but they cannot jump on Kyo like this anymore. He's simply too tanky, outputs way too much. If they're gonna go for that, they need to all in hookshot, blink TA, blink the Lion, just blow him up in one go, and then take the fight from there. And instead, they get cleaned up pretty bad.
Absolutely, and
only Quap survived and got a shivers, and she got lucky to escape as well. She's like,
only just, I mean, the final right click nearly connected. Rabbit was just able to get that blink off, and well, I talked about Newbee starting to break away. Well, MVP just shut that entire lead back down, and we're heading back to pretty much zero in terms of both XP and gold at this point. 22-19, coming up to 13 minutes in, and what's been an incredibly action-packed game so far, Sin.
Yeah, we've got 41 kills in 30 minutes. That's a kill on a third per minute.
It's not bad at all.
Pretty good.
Not bad at all. A lot of fun to watch. And
I think that, was there a good death ward in that fight? Because
he died. He was the only one that died on the side of MVP.
Even without a death ward that they got that fight. It's just kind of scary for Newbee. It's still a problem they have to address. But I think in this game, Sansheng has been a little bit too aggressive on his positioning on the Wyvern. We generally see other teams using Wyvern playing further back. But there's been a couple of situations where he moves in, gets caught off guard by the Juggernaut, and just shut down. Has to play a little bit more passively to get multiple Splinter Blasts off, and maybe get a mobility item so that he can engage with Curse and get out of it.
Yeah, we haven't really been able to kind of see him save his team a lot, because as you said, he just dies far too quickly. And I guess this is the thing with Sansheng. We used to see him playing supports like Earthshake, a very kind of aggressive initiating supports, and Winter Wyvern is obviously a very different play style. And this game, it's not been working out all the time for him. And the MVP, ready to put some pressure on this middle lane, onto the tier 2. Sansheng just throwing out the Splinter Blast, coming in with the Arctic Burn Harass, but there's a charge on him, and Qo moving up to the high ground. Can they find this with a Hex onto Qo from Banana? Maybe they could turn this one around. The SF's already a half out. Move coming in with the right click. BKB's pop by both the TA and the SF. The Winter's Curse cancelling the Requiem there. Qo caught out for this one. Oh, the slash onto Sansheng though. They'll find the Wyvern. KP moving in onto Rabbit. Mars charging forward onto June with Blade Fury as well. June in a lot of trouble. Will get taken out with the raises there from Qo. And it will be a 3-for-1 buyback, in fact, from Lion here. But he's not going to be able to do too much with both the Wyvern and the clock down as well. And MVP may very well just look to try and even push this up to the high ground.
Yeah, this is very confident, but they know a lot of big abilities are on cooldown. There's no Winter's Curse. There's no Queen of Pain ult for a little bit.
Oh, stun onto Qo. Rabbit with the double damage in the finger as well. Qo getting low. Oh, March with the touch just in time to stop Rabbit getting that final touch in. Moo will blink forward, get the physical damage in. They'll bring down the SF. Now holding himself in place here with the Yules, trying to get himself out. Rabbit's going to be okay. It's now MVP on the retreat. Banana moving forward here. We'll find the Hex here onto March. Thanks to the vision granted by the Rocket Flare. Now move with the right clicks, trying to juke this one out, March. Febby's going to look for the TP out. Will escape. March as well tries for it. He won't be as lucky. They'll find the Spirit Breaker. And Newbee there with the successful defense.
MVP got a little bit over-eager there. I think they're starting to feel like they're on top of the world because their Shadow Fiend has survived multiple fights, but a big part of it has just been that Newbee's engagements haven't been that good. And once you're in the enemy base and you're just standing next to their tier 3, it's very, very easy for them to jump on your Shadow Fiend and shut him down like that. So you need to be a little bit more careful, and some big kills going Newbee's way here. They did have to, who did they buy back?
They bought back on the line.
Clockwork.
Oh, they did buy that in the clock as well. 2 buybacks.
So
yeah.
Not really the best of trades, but they still got a couple of core kills, and even though it doesn't show much on the graph, the fact that Shadow Fiend and Spirit Breaker are on the sidelines for a bit should give Newbee a little bit of a farm advantage for about a minute.
I mean, you got to look at the Moo TA as well. He's got 3.8k gold now on top of that Desolator. He's got the BKB done as well. I mean, did he just go straight for an MKB here, or did he go for crit?
I'm wondering if he wants to go for Butterfly. It
Okay.
just seems like a natural build-up against the Shadow Fiend, who already showed his ultimate orb, so he's definitely not going MKB right now. And Juggernaut's bought a Basher. They haven't seen that, though, but he's probably going to assume that they're not going to go for MKBs as their next items of choice.
He's picked up a Demon Edge, so.
I think it's a Daedalus. He's just going to hit super hard. Unless, well, MKB against the Solar Crest could also be the choice. Because if he misses the Meld Strike, that is a big problem. That is a lot of damage lost from not applying that.
And the question is, at this point, do MVP, I mean, Qo, as you said, picking up the ultimate orb, looking for his next big item, can they afford to still look for fights here? I mean, do Newbee need to go aggressive, or can both teams afford to just sit back and farm up?
I think it's all about Roshan right now. Controlling the area, whatever way you do it, if it's by fighting or by pushing out lanes and farming, whatever works, just don't give away Roche right now for either team. That's absolutely crucial. And MVP there.
They want to go for it.
Oh, Roche is out. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, the damage with the Solar Crest, it's melting.
Yeah,
Newbee have got to get there quickly.
For their minus armor and a little bit of a bash.
It's been scattered out by the Rocket Flare. Mood just hitting away at the Ancients, and it looks like that Rocket Flare was enough to spook MVP right back. They back themselves off. Newbee are smoked up. They really want to try and jump in onto this one, but MVP, they're playing a bit wiser. They're backing themselves right up into their jungle. Won't be caught out by this.
Skadi now.
Oh, he's got it complete.
In a second. He just needs a point booster and an Orb of Venom, and he has 1,400 gold. So he needs one wave. He's going to buy the Orb of Venom in base, probably send it to their own secret shop, and then fly it out to him. If he can get that before the Roche fight, that could make a really big difference. But of course, Newbee could snipe this really, really quickly if they want to.
And they're sitting around the pit here.
Position. Of course, TA traps are excellent for these mid-game stalemates, giving a little bit more information. Even if they get countered, you know there's at least one hero in the neighborhood.
And the Rocket Flare coming out from June, they're revealing a couple of the heroes on the high ground, and Newbee, they move away from the Roche pit for the time, but they're going to go back towards it. They know that this really is the point of contention here. That could swing the game both ways at this point.
And it seems like it's been QO's approach in the games of Shadow we've seen to go for this build. Like very, very tanky build.
War March! He wants to go straight in, charge here onto Banana. Fight's going to kick off, looking for the Nether Strike. Winter's Curse now thrown down onto March. Move coming in with a finger as well. March is just a little bit too tanky. June hookshotting across Sonic Wave. Blast down March on the Spirit Break with the Omni Slash coming through. Nuts, he'll be able to find the kill onto the Clockwork. And KP moving forward with the Blade Fury. They'll find Moo. It's a killing spree now for the Juggernaut. They look for Sanchez as well. The Skadi from QO is just doing too much damage. Double kill here for the Shadow Fiend. And MVP clean up, and off the back of that, they'll look to take an easy Roshan.
Yeah, they could even consider Raxing mids. It's being pinged out. I'm not sure if they want to go for it after Roche. This Roche should take them a good like 5 or 10 seconds with all the minus armor they have. They're going to give it to QO by the looks of it. Honestly, I think this might be a lane of Rax. It's 50 seconds on TA. There is no way in hell Newbee win a team fight without their TA, without Winter's Curse, and without Finger. It's just not going to happen. They have Healing Ward and 2 lives on the Shadow Fiend. He can just go in front. He won't die. So the question is, do MVP have the confidence, and do they believe that the TA does not have buyback? If they saw the MKB, they would know.
Well, QO is hanging very closely to this tower. Looks like they want to try and go for it. Maybe, as you said, they spotted it out and they realized there's no TA for sure for 25 seconds. Rabbit's trying to fight this, but he ends up just having to walk himself away. The Voodoo Restoration from Nuts doing too much in terms of healing. Splinter Blast coming out to a few of them. KP will juke it out here with a Blade Fury. Death Ward back up in 6 seconds.
Good hold.
Now maybe well
the tower here for Newbee is very good. Healing Ward will be up, but it's too late. TA will respawn. They might still try to go for it though.
They seem very confident.
QO's mana is very low. He actually won't be able to use anything else than Requiem.
Oh, Banana as well with the Earth Spike onto QO, and they're going to follow this one up. I mean, he's just going to smash away at Mew. Now with KP going in with the Blade Fury, June's trapped himself in with him. He'll be able to get himself out of the cogs. And QO, as you said, down to half health now. No mana. Maybe this will be the time that MVP keep themselves backed up, or do they go back in? Healing themselves up here. Yeah, March is charging away. Looks like that's it for the time being, and Ping's coming out into the bottom lane. Looks like they're going to be content with just trying to take a tier 2.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I think Newbee want to defend this. They're coming out of the base, coming out towards this tier 2. Rabbit on the front lines. He's going to be linked back. The track's already been thrown out here by Febby. It's going to be very hard for Newbee to fight into this one and catch MVP off guard. And with the right click of QO, they'll be able to find themselves another tier 2 here, the side of MVP. And nothing that Newbee can do against it.
They have taken a massive lead over the last 5 minutes. This game has been very close, and all of a sudden, we're in the 5 digits lead for MVP. They've taken all tier 2s, they've taken the tier 3 in the mid lane, they still have the Aegis, and their Shadow Fiend could buy a new core item very soon, as well as their Juggernaut almost having Abyssal if that is his item of choice. This is pretty scary for the defending champions.
I was going to say, this is the team from the wildcard, MVP Phoenix, really giving the defending champions a run for their money. And if anything, MVP definitely in the better position at this point. So they're going to move forward, maybe try and go for the high ground here. Moo's being tracked up, a Banana here with a stun onto QO. The damage can from Moo, but it's just not enough. QO's just too damn tanky. With a Healing Ward dropped as well by KP. Winter's Curse now coming out. KP's going to fall. They'll find the kill of the Juggernaut, but QO with the Requiem coming out. Moo, he's been caught in brace. He's going to be okay for the time being, but they're just going to continue to fight. June's had to back himself out on the sidelines. Banana getting very low here. Throws out the finger. QO might just fall here. No, Moo, he hasn't got the damage. No, the paralyzing cards. The bounces. Moo held in place. He's going to go down. Will buy back straight away. It's a double kill for QO though. He's incredible, but he's still got that Aegis here. Will go down once, but he's going to be back for round 2. Moo trying to force March back out the base. Walking the SF to fight up against this, going to get hexed up straight away. But again, the cards bouncing through onto Moo with the charge onto Banana. MVP won't go for this. Moo! It's a dieback on the TA. Down for 100 seconds. Omni Slash. Banana's going to melt. 3 heroes down to the side of Newbee. No buybacks available for them here. And MVP, they're going to go for the first set of racks. It's a nice Sonic Wave, but that's pretty much it. There's no follow-up, and Rabbit just has to blink himself the hell out of there. 34 for 24. MVP breaking the base, and Newbee falling apart. Still 80 seconds without the TA.
And they've got the healing ward up, so that great Sonic Wave effectively did absolutely nothing. He's going to need to wait another 20 seconds for a secondary one. This is easily...
They need something big. They need something big here, Newbee.
They could mega them. They've got a full minute on the TA. No one's going to kill QO if the TA is dead. The only one who has a decent chance would be the Juggernaut with Wyvern's Winter's Curse onto the Shadow Fiend. But they don't have it yet.
Grab it, then the strike. Hold embrace! Might just save him for the time, but no! He goes down another Death Ward drop down. Judas is GG. Newbee are out. The defending champions defeated in the first stage of the elimination matches. And MVP Phoenix will climb themselves forward.
Wow.
As LD would say.
Wow.
Wow!
That has got to feel really good for MVP. Going into this tournament, of course, March said they think they have a really good shot at top 8. They're feeling confident, they're feeling prepared, using experience from previous years to try to carry themselves further in this tournament. This is the first big step for them. It's more than, I think they just stepped up about